And there's a lot of mistakes and errors that people make along the way. Would you say some of the most common that you see that lead to inefficiencies or even failure? Can you provide some practical examples for the group?
Yeah, two of them off the top of my head. Often in the early stages of design, when you're laying out, okay, I need these many spaces. Here are all the tasks I'm doing. It's almost like they're playing Jenga and trying to just fit all those rooms into a floor plan of a building without thinking about the flow of how those processes and things move throughout building. So something that I know Michael is very fond of doing too, is spaghetti diagrams, mapping out people flow through a facility, plant flow through a facility, and then waste flow through a facility. How much of those flows overlap? Can we rearrange those spaces and those areas where we're doing these certain processes in a way that we have less overlap and more efficient flow through the facility? That's where I see that a lot. Like, for example, putting something like your propagation space right next to a dry room can be a big IPM risk. You have your cleanest area of the facility next to one of your dirtiest. Maybe they did that because it's just where they could fit the boxes on a square, but ultimately in the long run of these facilities, that's a major risk factor. So I see that quite a bit. And then over the hundreds of facilities I've been to, probably the greatest limiting factor I've seen for most cultivators in an indoor situation is mechanical systems. So HVAC, they have great lighting, great irrigation, great substrate strategies, but ultimately your plant is only as productive. It's greatest limiting factor. And more often than not, I see the HVAC system being the greatest limiting factor to quality, consistency, yield, and efficiency. I know it's a high CapEx item, but it's also the hardest to retrofit once it's installed.
Right.
So it's a system where you kind of got to buy once, cry once, and get it right first, and spend a lot of time, like Michael said, having people test that design, break it, getting multiple opinions on the sizing of that equipment, the layout, and not just the sizing of your HVAC, your cooling, your dehumidification, but how is that capacity directed through the space? Where is it supplied? Where is it returned? That can make or break the success of a room, especially in a multi-tier facility where it's a totally different strategy than a single level facility. So I would say those would be my two things I see most commonly. Not thinking out the flow of your facility, and then improper mechanical system designs.
I think